you for ICO. This is special for Prof. Iskandar and also Pa Dasa, Dr. Dasa, for inviting me as a moderator for this event. And also welcome all participants to the 53rd of IPB Talk on Complexity and Sustainability Sciences 2020. And we also have in possession a letter from IDP Indonesia. And yeah, this is even this collaboration between International Collaboration Office of IPB University or ICO, University of Glasgow, and also International Education Specialist or IDB. So before we start, I will invite Prof. Iskandar to give welcoming remarks for this event. The floor is yours, Prof.
Okay, thank you, Pak Ahmad. I wouldn't take your time so much, but very shortly, while waiting the participant also joining the our Zoom meeting. First of all, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon Indonesian time, and good morning, I think, in UK time. Yeah, and
yes.
We are happy here to reconnect with our friends from University of Glasgow here representing by Ibu Ramona and then Pak maaf Pak, saya agak lupa.
Pak Alvin,
and then our friend from IDP. We made a contact before also with IDP. So dear students, especially very important. You are our future hope, and also Indonesia is really blessed with this kind of bonus, demographic bonus, ya Ibu Ramona, ya. So they said 100 and 150 millions of productive age in Indonesia. They are also their literacy to the digital technology is much better than the old generation. They can even sleep while texting. I don't know, but the absorption of the technology is very fast here. Then with this fintech, I think one of them, I started using one of the pillar. I just got a lecture before of fintech since the Idul Fitri a year ago, maybe a year ago. Yeah, I think 2 years ago. 2 years ago, we celebrate the Lebaran or Idul Fitri. And then, of course, we have time, and then we go to the mall, everything, dining out, and everything is already there. The e-wallet, for example. Before I didn't use at all, yeah, very convenient. But my children already they have their account, yeah. So I learned from them, and until now, I use this technology, yeah. Very convenient, and I think really excellent technology with different kind of platform, yeah. And then of course talking about the other crowdfunding as well, yeah, including the last one, maybe the use of blockchain technology, yeah, to speed up not many yet companies, yeah, or startup in this area, but there are potential, I think. And we would like to learn from you more, yeah. So then the students and we also can, let's say, apply this knowledge, yeah, to speed up the process of especially Indonesian development. On behalf of International Office, yeah, I'm Iskandar Siregar, officially welcome you and open as well this IPB Talk 53rd, ya Pak Dasa. Until end of the year, we plan to complete it the 57. So because it's a 57 IPB anniversary, so with this program started in 2017. So until now, still consistently being held. Yeah. Thank you for everybody. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Prof. Iskandar, for giving welcoming remarks this event. And well, today we will get some insights from Dr. Ramona Danes, if I'm not wrong to pronounce your name. Okay. Yeah. How are you, Dr. Ramona?
I'm good, thank you. You're one of the few people who actually call me with the right pronunciation, Blanes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
right. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for coming and sharing with us today. And also here, ada Pak Alvin also ya, and also from IDP ada Pak Dodi and also Bu Egi will share a letter after presentation from Dr. Ramona there related to study abroad and also scholarship opportunity letter. Okay, before we start, I will introduce more about Dr. Ramona to the participants and read the CV shortly. Yeah, this Dr. Ramona has more than 20 years of experience of working in senior position in financial services and management consultancy organization. She has worked in Asia and Europe with clients and colleagues in Asia, Europe, and Latin America, North America, and the Middle East. Yeah, some her experience in Citigroup Global Markets Limited in London as Vice President European Operation and at Citibank in London also as Vice President Relationship Management. Yeah. And she is currently as a lecturer and partnership and development lead for Southeast Asia and at the Adam Smith Business School, University of Glasgow. She is also the director for Master of Global Business and the MBA, MSc Euro-Asian programs. And Dr. Ramona will present related the career opportunities in financial technology sector. And it will be great for us to get valuable knowledge, insight, and also experience from Dr. Ramona, especially how to well prepare to get a career in fintech sector. Yeah. As we know that in industrial revolution 4.0 era, fintech sector has increasing business trend in Indonesia also, and fintech like GoPay, Oppo, Genius, like Pak Iskandar said before, is become more famous right now, especially during pandemic. Everyone, order food and pay with the fintech. And we are still waiting for your presentation. And also for all audience, please prepare your question for Dr. Ramona, and you can type in the column chat or ask directly later. And yeah, okay, maybe Dr. Ramona, the floor is yours for present.
Terima kasih Pak Ahmad. Let me just share my screen first.
Yes,
Slideshow. Okay. Boleh nampak screen the slides ke?
Yeah.
Is it okay? Okay. Okay, selamat siang semua. Thank you for your introduction. As Pak Ahmad said, my name is Ramona Blanes. You can call me Bu Ramona because he went through my my CV. I cringe because that just shows you how old I am. So dah tua jadi boleh panggil Bu Ramona ya. As a background, you've heard my background. I have been in the investment banking business for a long time. And now I am working very closely with fintech firms as well as other financial institutions in order to for them to how do I say it, introduce new innovations in this sector. So in this session, this is a sharing session, knowledge sharing session. So kalau ada tak faham, if I'm going too fast, my Indonesian is really bad. So I will try and speak slowly in English, but if you cannot understand me, let me know and ask me questions when you want to when you don't understand anything. Okay, so this is a sharing question session, so it's very informal. I just want to share with you my perspective of career and business opportunities in fintech, in and around the fintech sector. Now, first of and foremost, what I plan to do is basically give you my definition of fintech, show you the ecosystem, and then talk about the potential career path, the non-technical skills required for a career in fintech, and finally the potential business opportunities. Okay, I think for Indonesia, this is a huge opportunity. Fintech is a huge opportunity, not only because geographically you are suitable for it, but also you have huge population that can be included in this. Now, so what is fintech? Let's go back a little bit. What is finance? When we talk about fintech, we need to first think about what is finance. So finance basically four things. One is the paying of for goods and services, so the payment systems. Two, moving money from today to tomorrow, which means saving or investing. Three, moving money from tomorrow to today, which means lending, credit, or financing. And four, which is actually extremely important, managing the risk of doing all these things. So what I also put in there is a list of technology. Because of the different sectors of finance and the many various technologies, there are many combinations of financial services that is possible. So in the fintech sector, when I talk about fintech sector, what I'm going to talk about is basically any organizations that are using these technologies that you see on your right hand on the slide. Is it on the left or on the right? Maybe it's on the left. I'm not sure. It's the other way. And the opportunities are from there. So it's not the finance part per se, but more on the technology. So I know in some countries you have a fintech sector, but don't keep your mind closed, because the fintech sector can just be companies who call themselves fintech, but it does not mean that there are other companies that cannot be part of the fintech generation. So let's look at the first technology. I think everybody knows what is AI. AI, or artificial intelligence, also known as machine learnings, currently being used as robo-advisors and ranking of customer risk profile, as well as underwriting. Biometrics, I think I just spoke to you guys about a company, a tech company. They're not even a fintech company, a tech company who has come up with new way of doing biometrics. Now, biometrics, sorry, I missed one, data analytics. Data analytics are those to create digital log of customers' banking activity, identify potential errors, and provide seamless support. So data analysis are also used to forecast for organizations to recommend the right services or products based on their customers' individual spending behavior. So biometrics mainly used for identification and access control. Right now, the normal biometrics that we're using are our facial recognition or our fingerprint, thumbprint, or any fingerprint. The fourth is blockchain and distributed ledger technology. I think the first thing that comes to mind when we talk about DLT and blockchain are the Bitcoins and the cryptocurrency. But I would like to argue that the best use of blockchain and DLT is to enhance trust between the users, or at least minimize distrust due to the characteristics of the technologies. So the fourth technology in this sector would be cloud computing. This technology offers benefits such as scalability, reduced information technology costs, business continuity, and technology innovation, as well as adoption. In other words, when you have cloud computing, you have speed to market factor, endless amount of virtual computing power, and unlimited storage space. The sixth technology is Internet and Internet of Things. I'm sure you know what Internet is, so I don't have to explain that. IoT, Internet of Things, or IoT, are any devices that can connect to the Internet, such as your smartphones, Alexa, smart home meters. They allow greater insight into the customer, instant data collection and processing, improve the quality of decision making and efficiency of risk management. Let me just give you an example. Here in the UK, I'm sure in other countries as well, insurance company now has put cameras on cars, and that camera would link to their system. So what happened is the driver's premium will go up and down according to the data that they get from the camera that they have put in the car, because they get instead of the normal premium that you get without it, if you drive carefully, your premium would drop. If you drive not very well, then your premium would be higher because it reflects automatically. So that is one of the Internet of Things. The seventh technology is mixed, augmented, and virtual reality. I'm sure for the students, they are very familiar with it, especially those who play games, video games, because of VR. These are currently being used in conjunction with property selling and financing. But you can also use it for other services. What is currently happening, that is that when you go to buy a house, the house is not there as yet. You go to the land, or you go to a building that is currently being built, and then you put on this headset, and then you can see what's going to come out. So you will be immersed in a fictional space that is artificially generated by a software. This thing will activate several of the senses, so our vision, our hearing, our touch, our motion, and that experience make it more intuitive and immersive. And the banks also gather all this data, so they know, are you excited looking at this house? Is there a possible chance of you wanting to get finance or mortgage to get the house? So that's the seventh one. And the eighth and the last one, quantum computing. This is currently being developed, but the potential use is massive. For example, in trading in exchange rates and arbitrage, as well as the detection of fraudulent activities by recognizing patterns of behaviors at a much faster rate than currently conceivable. So it's only currently, I think, only the big tech companies and universities are testing this quantum computing, but maybe one day we'll get it. And there are things we talk about, blockchain. It's extremely safe, but with quantum computing, it might not be safe anymore. So I think what is important from this slide to remember is that some of these new financial services that you see are built over underlying technologies which have been in existence for quite a while. For example, if you look at distributed ledger technology, the concept of distributed ledger has been around since Roman times, so long time ago. But it has gained popularity since the proof of work concept introduced for blockchain. So what I'm trying to say here is, look at this technology or look at other technologies. It might be existing, but there might be new ways of looking, a slightly different perspective of looking at these technologies to resolve current problems. Okay, so to work or to get into this fintech company, the first thing to do is to get the proper formation. Now, what I'm showing you is the current fintech ecosystem, and we can see that what's important in it is not just the angel investors, the VCs, the consumers, but also the academia and the universities, the high schools. So fintech companies will naturally gravitate towards people with a deep understanding of financial lingo and services, but will also look for those with STEM background, science, technology, engineering, and math background, or those with coding skills. Yeah. Many positions in fintech also require candidates to be able to work with cross-functional teams and deliver under strict deadlines. So they'll also be required to have some other important soft skills, such as problem solving, communication, and team working abilities. So those with financial background maybe can get additional credits in fintech related courses, or maybe if you're undergraduate or if you have worked for a few years, you can find MBA with a fintech component, or a master's with a fintech component, or master's in fintech. And more importantly, when you are sending your resume to the recruiters, make sure you put in your previous qualifications that can show your ability to innovate, because that's the most important thing in fintech sector right now, and how you can use your analytical skills on past projects. So you might not have experience currently, but the past projects show those. And another important thing is, this is me talking as the former vice president of European operations of a big investment bank. Please exclude irrelevant information, because when I get CVs, I get too many CVs. So I don't want to have to go through the irrelevant information. Consider opting for an objective statement or summary instead of a cover letter. Sorry, that's my cat walking past me. Because it will show to the people who's trying to hire you why you want to do what you want to do and why you're qualified for that position. So, having put that to aside, what are the potential career paths? So, because there are a lot of innovation, there are a lot of new roles being created and opportunities for people with unique sets of skills. On the left side, what I call the upcoming career path, and on the right side is what I call existing career path. Now, bear in mind that the upcoming is also existing, but it's not as many as it should be or will be. The first one is blockchain developer. Now, according to a study conducted by LinkedIn, the demand for blockchain developer is increasing by 30% year to year. And we can expect that demand to keep growing in the future as the rate of adoption and introduction of new blockchain solutions for financial institutions will increase. I also want you to note here that blockchain is not only for financial institutions solutions, but it can also be solutions to other things. But okay, because it's a technology. We've already seen universities in Europe and in the US adapting their curriculum to this new reality. You'll see that a lot of the universities are giving options for students to take a course in blockchain, for example, programming. There will be significant demand, especially for programmers with a strong knowledge of programming languages such as Python and JavaScript. And those specialized in cryptography and machine learning will also have an edge. Now, what are the responsibilities for blockchain developer? Your responsibilities would include using program language such as Python, I mentioned before, C, C++, Go, Node, Java, and JavaScript, implementing UI UX design concepts to define consumer experience, employ Ethereum and Hyperledger tools, design, build, and launch blockchain technology per business models and requirements, apply expertise of algorithms, data security, P2P networks, and cryptography, and especially Hyperledger Fabric, Ripple, and Solidity. Okay, so I will send this to you, this PowerPoint to you later, so you can look at this PowerPoint as well. Now, the second one is app developer. Now, app developer, because fintech industry is largely app fuel, and there is an expected 2 billion additional users using banking applications in the next few years. So we expect that this demand will skyrocket. Now, the demand is not only limited to banking apps, because some of the most popular app right now revolves around wealth management, cryptocurrency wallets. Pak Iskandar was talking about his e-wallet earlier, payment processing and remittances, as well as alternative lending. Now, the third potential career path that's up and coming is AI, artificial intelligence, because digital transformation is a hot topic in the fintech space. And because of that, technology adoption is top priority in a lot of the organizations. So financial services industry requires informed decision making. So that from extending credit to consumers to evaluating risk. So, and in recent years, AI and machine learning have helped many businesses make fast and critical decisions with data and insight. So across the industry, organizations have turned to these technologies to transform their businesses through anti-money laundering, pattern detection, for example, or chatbots, using chatbots, risk management, fraud prevention, network security, and investment predictions. Now, while these innovations have improved efficiencies and process greatly, human experts like machine learning engineers, data scientists, developers, and researchers are still needed to manage, develop, and oversee AI and ML. The capabilities within the technologies are tremendous. It's also cross multiple disciplines. So prospective job seekers can expect this kind of duties under the AI path. The first one would be applied knowledge of natural language processing, or NLP, and deep learning algorithms as well. Again, like blockchain developer, you need to know program languages like Python, C++, Java. So, I'm repeating this again. So if I were you, I would have put down saying Python, C++, Java. Those will be the courses that you want to learn, because this would help to build platform, develop predictive models, and apply NLP to large data sets that provide information, build, launch, and support AI solutions. The final one would be research new methods within natural language processing and reinforcement learning. So existing career path, which will need more people, are risk and compliance officers. This is because the technology is having a profound impact on the industry's regulations and rules. I think we all know every time there's new innovation, there's new technology, later on the regulation will come after that. So we need more risk and compliance officers, in experts in the fields of finance law, best practices, and data security. We also expect that the regulation will become stricter because there have been a lot of cases where, I think in Indonesia as well, where you have fintech company offering something and then the consumer did not get what they expect or were not really clear about expectations. So there is a push for risk managers and compliance experts to make sure that all these things are in compliance. Now, the second one is data specialists. So data specialists will basically mean that they need people who are able to mine data, analyze it, and offer recommendation on how to use this data to improve services. Now, somebody once asked me, what's the difference between data scientists and data analysts? Data scientists are people who will come up with the modeling. They predict that, they make forecasting. Data analysts, you don't need to make forecasting. You need to look at all the data and make sense of the data for now. Okay, so that's the difference. So the data scientists, obviously you need to have economics modeling background and other maybe engineering background and computer scientist science background, but data and a specialist can be anybody, so long as you know how to analyze. Okay. The sixth career path will be your quantitative analyst. Now, these are the rocket scientists, also known as quants in the investment bank world. They are the brains behind complex trading programs. They guide securities firms, investment banks, and hedge funds in making informed decisions about markets, pricing, and financial risk. And as financial sector continue to evolve, there will be a need for more of these quants to interpret big data and help maximize profit and minimize risk. Okay. Now, the seventh is cybersecurity. Now, the financial services world right now operates mostly on the back of digital and cloud-based technologies. Because of this, we need to have more security because there is increased vulnerability to malicious cyber threats. So financial institutions especially are targeted by cyber attacks 65 times more than average business. So, and it's not stopping any soon. So there is always a demand for talented cybersecurity professional. So the responsibility of a cybersecurity professional would include investigating incidents and create actionable response plan, evaluate vulnerabilities to prevent future attacks, and use intelligent encryption to protect data and system, and conduct scenario-based testing to develop security measures. And the final one, product manager. Now, same way fintech is synonymous with innovation, product managers also need to develop products by combining out-of-the-box thinking and customer empathy and unconventional techniques. So product manager, you have them now and it will grow again because for any new product, there needs to be a product manager. So what is it that you need to do? You need to be able to be innovative. You need to be able to assess the product development launches that other firms have adopted and maybe think about how you can use it for your company and integrate new technology with best practices in fintech product. So those are the career path existing that will grow and the new ones that are up and coming. Now, those are the non-technical skills required for a career in fintech. The first one is communication skills. So regardless of who you work with, be it brokers, traders, business analysts, or fellow technologists, you'll need to be able to clearly communicate the aspects of your technology project for best results. So it doesn't matter if you are a very good engineer, if you cannot communicate, that's not going to work. Okay. Second one, adaptability. Because being an expert in your tech skills can often lead to a narrowed focus instead of embracing creative thinking, which is what fintech startups need. Okay. Third one is problem solving ability. So with newer automation technologies, there is less focus on task-oriented activities and a stronger focus on problem solving and finding ways to improve things. And the fifth one is collaborative skills. So with collaboration in between fintech startups and legacy financial institutions, this is the current trend. Okay, you see startup companies, they work together, join with big banks. The need to collaborate in order to find a common solution is important, both internally and with external partners. So in short, fintech company needs someone who wants to think outside the generic box and people who can demonstrate adaptability and creativity. Now, COVID-19 also creates new opportunities for some fintechs. For example, as social distancing has taken hold worldwide, there has been a tremendous growth in the use of digital financial services and e-commerce. On this slide are 10 business opportunities that I can think of. I'm sure there are more, but this is what I can think of. The first one is alternative credit scoring. So what this means is right now, from many self-employed people, for example, who has a steady income, do not pass conventional local banks loan screenings because of the strict and outdated credit scoring criteria. Credit rating fintech companies can take a new approach by considering alternative data points like social signals and percentile scoring amongst familiar borrower groups. All these qualitative factors combined with an intelligent and self-learning algorithm can lead to better lending decisions over time. For example, if there is a way to determine negative profiles based on social presence before loan disbursement, then a lender can avoid having to deal with loan recovery. The second one is alternative insurance underwriting. What it says is currently, two individuals with the same height and weight, both non-smokers and don't drink, will be given the same life insurance premium. However, if one person could be an exercise freak, the other one could be like me, a couch potato, and more likely to die of diabetes probably. These faculty premium calculations happen because of averaging out, or called normalizing in actuarial terms. So the risk premiums don't really account for factors that are not quantifiable. Like alternative credit scoring, fintech companies can build variable premium computing mechanisms with alternative data points such as social signals, lifestyle, and medical history. So when you combine this with intelligent and self-learning algorithms, you come up with insurtech companies. And these companies can determine whether or not to give insurance, provide different terms and conditions, and offer alternative payment options. For example, co-pay option. Now, the third potential business is transaction delivery. Transaction delivery basically revolves around data because data is the new oil. And managing data can give you immense insights into the needs and wants of the customer. So fintech startup in transaction delivery space are creating free products such as expense management apps in order to collect customer data and then cross-pollinate this data with the rest of the group to map the potential of the customer to pay premiums, invest in real estate, buy mutual funds, etc. So the business model involved in these types of fintech company is commission-based. For example, on reselling third-party financial products. So they give you something free, they give your data to a third party, and then the third party says, okay, try and ask them whether they want to buy this product. Okay, so that's your business model. So the fourth business opportunity is peer-to-peer lending. I know in Indonesia, there's a lot of peer-to-peer lending as well, or P2P, where an individual borrows money from other individuals. You can also do this with business, so peer-to-business, P2B, where the business borrows money from one or multiple individuals. This model makes it easier for investors to get better returns than those offered in the debt market by giving their money to pre-approved and vetted borrowers. So you can create platforms to match borrowers with lenders, and you can usually take a fee from the borrower's repayment. So the fifth potential business is small ticket loans. Now this is an opportunity because banks and other lenders don't normally want to underwrite smaller ticket loans because of the low margins and high costs involved in setting up and recovering them. So this is a place where fintech company can go in, and things like impulse buying. With buy now and pay later, or BNPL, one-click buy button on e-commerce websites. So those are the things you can think about. You can just click without having to enter any authentication of credit card, and the loans will be underwritten at normally 0% interest. How do you make money? You make money by sharing the customer data with the original equipment manufacturer, OEMs. So they will, because the OEMs will benefit the most from the increased affordability of these devices. Now, by combining this with algorithms, you can determine customer demographics and ensure highly customized marketing offers. So think of it as sharing your data with them as the interest on the loan. The sixth potential is payment gateways. Payment gateways are platforms that enable shoppers to pay for a product or service on a merchant's website. Today, there are countless payments methods such as debit cards, credit cards, digital wallets, and cryptocurrencies, and typically banks charge enormous fees to handle them. Fintech companies can integrate all these payment methods into convenient apps, which online user can easily afford and integrate on their website. So typical users of these payment apps would be businesses selling either their physical products or services to end users. The seventh one is digital wallets. I know in Indonesia, there are a lot of digital wallets. This is a combination of between a no-frills bank account and a payment gateway. So with this business model, a user can preload a certain amount of virtual money into their wallets and use this virtual money to make either online or offline transactions with merchants who accept digital wallets as payment mechanism. I'm not going to talk much about digital wallets because I know you guys use it all the while. But how do you get money out of this digital wallet? Normally, this is in the form of of merchant discount rate, or MDR, as well as, this is the most important thing, the float you make from the money that is in the customer account lying unpaid. Okay. The eighth is asset management. So there are a lot of fintech companies now allowing investors to trade for free in exchange for their data. Again, that's the data that they're looking for. They will forward this data to high frequency traders who can then influence the price of the asset. And even though the investor might pay a slightly higher price for their asset, the difference between the amount they save and from the trading fees, the normal trading fees, the slight increase in price is still positive. Okay. Ninth is digital banking. Imagine your traditional brick and mortar bank going completely online. So no physical office, no bank tellers, no mail. There are a lot of banks, at least in Europe and in the US, that are offering no frills individual and business bank accounts through a complete digital infrastructure. So they're identical to a bank, except for all these physical branches. So they have huge cost savings in manpower and real estate, and customers can greatly benefit from reduced rates. And finally, digital insurance. Similar to digital banks, fintech companies are offering life and health insurance with better underwriting practices because they can price their premiums at variable rates depending on the customer. Remember the second one that I mentioned about alternative insurance underwriting. Normally this is combined with number 10. So they can aggressively offer cheaper coverage compared to traditional insurance. This type of insurance, together with personalized marketing, can create business possibilities that insurance company only have begun to explore. So now insurance company are waking up to it and starting to do this, but you can still take advantage of the big insurance company lagging behind. So to close, the financial services sector is fast evolving, and it's changing the way they think, and new customers have more options than ever. So the financial industry has to face a whole lot of new set of regulatory challenges, and they need people who are able to help them navigate through all these things. It's also set to become one of the biggest employers of new CFOs and CEOs who have deep understanding of IT at all levels. Finally, it also offers business opportunities to thrive. So you can do all these things with partnerships. You can serve the gig economy, which, Gojek and stuff like that are serving the gig economy and the underbanked. You can also play a part in disbursing government aid. That's another thing. That's my main research interest. Or developing entirely new products and services. If you want to know what's happening in Scotland, I've also included the FinTech Scotland website. So FinTech Scotland is also very active in trying to encourage FinTech companies to come and start their HQ in Scotland. So that's it. That's me talking too much again. So I am going to stop sharing, and maybe if we have questions, I can answer them.
Okay, Dr. Ramona, thank you. And already a lot of questions on
questions. Yes, I'm going to look at the chat.
Yeah, maybe I can also invite the participants who are.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah, like Pak Bahtiar, maybe you can ask directly, and please open your mic or video.
Actually, already written Mr. Ahmad, but it's a really honor for me to ask directly to Ms. Blanes. I see the banking, even in Indonesia, are being disrupted by financial technology here. The growth of fintech in Indonesia also rapidly growth. How about in Europe? Is there banking over there also being disrupted by fintech over there, and how the strategy of banking to get survive in Europe? I think that's it.
Thank you, Pak Baktiar. So in Europe, as in Indonesia, you have a lot of what we call challenger banks. So the new digital banks trying to get a piece of the market from the current existing bank. Now, what the existing banks are doing right now is a lot of them are partnering with fintech companies or technology companies or universities to do research and development in order to compete with this fintech challenger banks. So my view of it is we still will have the banks that you know right now, like the Citi, the HSBC, the what else? What are the banks that you know of? Barclays, Deutsche Bank, but they will include and they will slowly move to digitalize a lot more. Now with COVID, especially, with COVID, we have a lot of lockdown. In Europe, there are a lot of lockdown. So banks are taking advantage of slowly closing their branches without people realizing. Because normally when bank close branches, there's always people marah, right? They're not happy because they say, oh, lose of jobs. But with COVID, there's nothing anybody can do about it. So banks being banks, they're taking advantage of it. But they still need to have a presence. So they are moving to digital banking, and they are now actively working together with fintech company and universities and other technology companies in order to challenge the challengers banks. Does that answer your question, Pak Baktiar?
Yeah, I think it's interesting what we are saying. What about the people that already exist for being employee over there? Does the collaboration between banks and fintech also I don't know, impact to their existence in the bank as an employee or something?
Yeah, the banks normally, different banks have different strategies, of course. But the big banks, for example, the Lloyds Group in the UK, work very closely with up and coming technology companies that have new patents, for example. The RBS, Royal Bank of Scotland Group, actually have their accelerator group whereby fintech companies or technology companies can go, they give them money in order to improve on their products. And if the products is really good, then RBS will buy it off them and they work together. So that's happening right now. So there are a lot of fintech companies. If you look at the list of cities, how many fintech companies, you see that London, Glasgow, and Edinburgh is one of the top, well, 3 of the top cities where there are a lot of fintech companies. It's because of this collaboration with financial institutions, existing financial institutions.
Actually, can I ask another question?
Sure.
Yeah. What kind of collaboration that banks doing with the fintechs? Is it just give capital or being acquisition or something like that, or what kind of collaboration?
All types. There are some where they have competitions, where they have a problem. They invite banks, anybody to come up with a solution, and then they give the best solution. They will give money for them to develop it. Some of them, the company already have a solution. They go to banks and they say, like, do you want to work together? Because I'm not selling this to you, but if you want to use it, we partner. That happens as well. There's also when the banks have their own R&D as well internally. So all types of collaborations are happening. There's also, we were just speaking to just now to Pak Desa about a technology company coming to University of Glasgow saying, I want to go to Indonesia, help me. So there are a lot of ways of collaboration over here. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Does that answer your question, Pak Watia?
Surely. Thank you, Mr. Blanes.
No problem. Akmal, how does fintech tackle frauds? Okay. Is there a fintech that can tackle fraud done by large banks, hence scandal that cost millions such as well could be detected? There are a lot of technology that can help with tackling fraud. I think a lot of people talk about blockchain technology and distributed ledger technology as ways of minimizing fraud and thus increasing trustworthiness of the banks. There's also technology. I spoke about the what do you call it, AI technology. So there are many technologies that can help with fraud now, but I think a lot of frauds, what happened is the problem is people rather than the technology. The technology has detected, but then it's covered up. So what we also need other than technology is ethics. So it is important for universities, for example, to make sure that you teach the students ethics. That's what in Glasgow we try to do that for every of the business courses, business programs. They must take business ethics because you can have as many technologies as possible. There will still be people involved, and it's the people that's the highest risk. Does that answer your question, Akmal?
Mas Akmal, I see that Mas Akmal gave action, and I assume that is already answered his question.
Okay. Lisil Mil Umamia. Okay.
This is maybe related with your master thesis about the Islamic.
Yeah, I that's what I was speaking to. I think I was speaking to ETB last year, and to the students, I was giving a talk on fintech to ETB students last year, and one of the things I mentioned to them is, look, there is not many Islamic fintech as yet. It's an opportunity for Indonesia, Malaysia, Middle Eastern country to come up with it. So is there a big chance? Yes, there is. Bear in mind that when you do it, you don't have to name it Islamic. It can be green. It can be ethical finance. It can be alternative finance. Now, I'm not saying don't name it. I said you don't have to. If you want to have a bigger potential market segment, say it's an ethical finance. Now, why do I say that? Because a lot of people right now do not trust banks, normal banks. They want ethical financing. There are a few ethical alternative financing providers now. So you can come up with it if that's what you want to do. Now, but you have to be careful about when I did my MBA, I specialized in Islamic banking and finance. When I was at Citi, I used to also manage Middle Eastern funds. So I'm familiar. I don't know whether you're aware of it. Citigroup was the first bank to introduce Islamic banking products. Because it's owned by Prince Al Walid of Saudi Arabia. So we first introduced it in 1998 and 1996. So when you do want to introduce it as Islamic finance, you need to be extremely transparent about how it is and why it is you say it's Islamic. Okay? Because otherwise people still would have the distrust. But I would say go for it. That's what I've been trying to get that people in Malaysia and Indonesia to try and do. There's a big market there. It's not just bought by Muslims. It's bought by people who wants alternative, more more ethical finance. Okay. Does that answer your question, Liz Silmil? Umamia?
Give your response. Yeah, on the chat or reaction.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead, do it.
Thank you.
Go ahead, do it. I will support you.
Thank you.
Any other question? Liz Silmil?
Just Miss Miss, it's okay. I think it's enough for today. I will just search about it anymore. Thank you.
All right. No problem. Lokita Rizki says, currently there are many startups engaged in fintech. How to be unique and able to survive so many competitors? Oh, that's the 1 billion question. $1 billion question. Now, you don't just need a good idea. A good idea normally means you can have a new product, but you also need to have somebody who is good in business and in marketing that product. So you cannot, if you are an extremely good engineer and you come up with the product, find yourself your partners to be good business, somebody with good business head or good marketing head. Yeah, not all, and good marketing head, because just because somebody is good in marketing doesn't mean they're good in business. Okay. So how do you survive is to have those three: somebody who's good technically, somebody who's good in business, somebody who's good in marketing. Now, another one that's important, which a lot of people always forget, is somebody who's good in law, who understands law, mainly because right now a lot of fintech products are not being regulated. So, but later on, it will be regulated. So when you are building your product, you need to make sure that it is robust enough so that if there is any new laws that come, you can easily tweak your product. You don't have to start from zero. You can just tweak it. Okay. So startup companies, have a good tech guy, have a good business person, have a good marketing person, have a good legal person. 4 of you combine together, start a company. Hopefully things go well.
How about Bu Lokita? Is that already answered? The question?
Is that okay, Bu Lokita?
Okay, maybe we can move to next question.
Arin Nafil. Okay, Arin Nafil. Everybody has the right to better service and products. One, which role do fintech can play to improve human to promote business ethics? Okay. How fintech get rid of the gap between financial sector and users of what role? Now, fintech companies, it depends. Improve human lives. Now, this fintech sector gets more popular after the recent financial crisis. Now, the reason for that is because there's a lot of mistrust in the financial institutions. So they want alternative finance, and these fintech companies come about offering this alternative finance. Now, some of the entrepreneurs of these fintech companies are offering this new services because of ethical reasons, but not all of them. Some of them are doing it for the money because there is a gap in between the financial sector and what people want. So what role can fintech company play to improve human life? There are a lot of roles that fintech can play to improve human lives. For example, one of our alumni, Glasgow alumni, she did MBA at Glasgow, and then she went back to her country, Botswana, and she started a company, a fintech company, that enables people in villages in Botswana that do not have access to energy and water to pay through her fintech to the energy and water provider. So these villages have energy, electricity, and water. So her reason for starting that was not because she wanted to make money, but because, as I mentioned to you, one of the things we teach all our students at whatever level at business school is ethics. So she had this idea that she needs to help the people in her country. So she did that. Now, that's one alumni. We have another alumni who introduced My Mate. It's also similar. It's not really fintech, but it's technology related, whereby they help to link people who are old with and isolated with other people, so that they don't feel isolated. So that helps them mentally and also physically, because they're happier. When you're mentally happier, then physically you are not, you become healthier as well. But we also have another group of alumni who has come up with wealth management company, and they're doing very well, but they just want to get to earn money out of it. They saw there is a gap between what the current financial service is doing and what the customer want. They meet that gap, but it's not to improve human lives. It's to help them get money. Is it wrong? I don't think it's wrong. Everybody has got their own reasons for it. So long as you clear what your reasons are. That's so. Arina Frill, does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Blaines. Yeah, your answer also inspired. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Because my interest is like you, improving human life, but you know, we cannot stop people from also making profit. So it's just up to us how we want to do it. And
it should be balanced. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Regards
no
from
problem.
Palembang.
Yeah. Thank you, Palembang. Never been there.
Okay, thank you.
Alvin, let's go to Palembang next time.
Okay, please keep in touch.
Thank you, will do. Anybody has any more question? Pak Ahmad, I think that's we don't have any questions.
Enough, all question already answered you, and I still invite maybe one question, the last question.
Hai Pak Ahmad, saya Iskandar.
Okay, Pak Iskandar.
Yeah. Bu Ramona, thank you for very detailed and nice, excellent presentation. If we are going, my question as a individual, as a person want to invest in the kind of fintech technology which is really new, and then in Indonesia there are several, I think, crowdfunding fintech as well. How does the risk looks like? The risk, because of course many kind of investment portfolio, in our country as well, in Indonesia especially, and this is a new one. Can you a bit elaborate about this one? Yeah.
Pak Iskandar, do you mean risk from the perspective of the consumer or
investor? Individual
okay.
investor. Individual
investor in, are you talking about the P2P, peer-to-peer? Or
kind of this new technology, I mean this kind of new technology.
Now, that's an excellent question, Pak Iskandar, because that's what I wanted to close my my talk with. That what I want to say is you see a lot of companies, fintech companies now. And because of the nature of fintech, it can be from anywhere in the world.
Right?
People in Indonesia can invest in that company or invest through the company. So it's either you are a customer or you are an investor in the company.
Main sana. Ayo.
Now,
Kan sama nang juga yuk.
now what I would say is it can be extremely risky if you do not know what you're investing in. So my advice to people who wants to invest as a consumer as in you go through the company to do something. So either you put money in there or you buy stocks in there, is make sure that the company is regulated in Indonesia. So it is something that Bank Indonesia or OJK knows about and have regulated them. If they are not regulated, no matter how good the returns is, do not. Yeah, because if anything happens to the company, you in Indonesia will not be protected.
Yeah.
Other people in the country where they are regulated will be protected, but the people in countries they're not regulated won't be protected. Now, as investors in fintech company, first of all, you need to, because it could be Pak Iskandar, let's talk about maybe the company that I just mentioned to you.
Yeah.
They are registered in the UK.
Yeah.
They are regulated by the UK laws authorities.
Yeah.
Now, it's up to you whether you recognize that the UK authority will be able to protect the owners.
Our investment. Okay.
Yeah, the interest of, because when you're an investor, from the owner perspective or debt perspective, that's different than as a customer. Yeah. So the company you're investing must be regulated somewhere before you invest in it. If they're not regulated, then I would say be careful.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, maybe still a lot of discussion, but we have a limited time.
Interesting.
Next time when I come to Indonesia, we'll have one whole day. Okay, Pak Alvin will arrange it, and Pak Dodi and Pak Alvin.
Absolutely. No worries, Ramona.
And in between, a lot of food as well for me. Okay. Bogor food.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Bu Ramona. It's a very interesting presentation, and we have a fruitful discussion. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you again for inviting me. Just to say the link and the PowerPoint, Pak Alvin will forward it to Pak Ahmad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we'll invite Pak Dodi from IDP to share related study abroad and also scholarship opportunity, and maybe about IELTS administration. Like if you have planning to continue your study to maybe, let's say, to University of Glasgow, maybe Dodi later explain more about and to get how to get the LPDP scholarship via IDP. Okay. Pak Dodi, is yours.
Oke, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Dodi. And I will speak in bahasa ya, Mr. Ramona. Do you mind or not? Oke, saya mulai ya. Saya memperkenalkan diri dulu. Nama saya adalah Dodi dan saya kebetulan dari IDP. Apakah IDP? Mungkin beberapa teman sudah ada yang tahu, tapi beberapa mungkin belum ada yang tahu. Tapi kalau saya sebut IELTS, pasti saya yakin semuanya tahu. Orang lebih kenal IELTS dibandingin IDP-nya ya. Kenapa orang lebih kenal IELTS-nya ya? Karena memang IELTS digunakan di semua level untuk menjenjangkan karirnya ke studi yang lebih lanjut ya. Kebetulan, kenapa saya menyebut IELTS? Karena kebetulan IDP adalah co-owner dari IELTS. Hanya ada 2 di dunia yang punya IELTS, yaitu adalah IDP dan satu lagi adalah British Council. Dan salah satunya adalah IDP yang sedang mengarrange acara hari ini, yaitu IDP. Dan kenapa IDP mengenalkan IELTS? Karena IELTS lebih banyak digunakan di beberapa negara. Kita mungkin kenal dulu di zaman-zaman saya dulu ya, atau zaman-zamannya Pak Iskandar, Pak Dase itu mungkin kenalnya TOEFL ya, TOEFL gitu ya, lebih ngetrennya TOEFL. Tapi kenapa sekarang IELTS lebih banyak dipakai? Karena memang beberapa negara tidak bisa menerima selain IELTS. Contohnya adalah UK yang hari ini presentasi, bukan semua, tapi beberapa universitas ada yang tidak menerima selain IELTS ya. Dan IDP bukan hanya bergerak di bisnisnya, bukan hanya tentang IELTS, tapi kita juga membantu para student ini bisa dari mana aja, bisa dari university, bisa dari departemen, bisa dari pengajar juga bisa, atau dari PNS juga bisa, membantu teman-teman untuk menjembatani ke jenjang pendidikan berikutnya. Kita punya, seperti yang saya share di sini, yaitu kita punya, maaf, saya sudah share belum ya ininya? Sudah ya? Sudah kelihatan ya? Saya belum cek.
Sudah
ya?
Pak, clear
sudah
ya.
Clear ya? Oke, seperti dilihat di sini bahwa kita punya beberapa service, contohnya adalah free consultation. Jadi kalau Mas, Mbak, Bapak, Ibu bingung mau kemana nih, studinya, nggak usah malu-malu, datang aja ke IDP Pondok Indah. Kita posisinya dekat Pondok Indah Mall, sampingnya gitu ya. Pak Alvin tahu itu, Dr. Ramona maybe tahu juga. Oke, dan kita kasih free consultation, and then acara-acara seperti ini yang dilakukan oleh IPB, saya juga melakukan dengan beberapa university yang mungkin terkenal juga kayak UI, atau enggak kemarin Pak Setia Mulia, atau departemen-departemen juga saya melakukan dengan BPK, Departemen Keuangan kemarin undernya Bu Sri Mulyani, dan teman-teman di Polri undernya Pak Idam Aziz juga saya melakukan seminar seperti ini. Jadi saya mengundang para akademik dan mengundang para fakultas staff yang ada dari akademi, dari university yang di negara bersangkutan untuk membantu men-sharing ilmu seperti Dr. Ramona Blends today, ya. Dan kita juga bisa mencarikan program finder. Nggak usah khawatir. Jadi ngeblank aja datang ke IDP. Saya mau ke UK Mas, tapi saya tertariknya ini. Saya belum tahu universitasnya apa. Silahkan datang. Dan kita tidak charge any fee untuk itu, ya. Kenapa IDP yang dipilih? Kenapa tidak yang lain? Karena IDP mewakili semua university yang ada di Australia, dan di United Kingdom kita mewakili 91 institusi termasuk Russell Group. Nah, Russell Group adalah salah satunya adalah University of Glasgow yang hari ini memberikan materi bersama Dr. Ramona Blends. Jadi Russell Group adalah grup-grup university yang top di UK, salah satunya adalah University of Glasgow. Kalau mengenai scholarship, kami hanya bisa membantu untuk mengarahkan, tapi tidak menyediakan. Karena kami tidak menyediakan scholarship, kami hanya membantu mengarahkan kira-kira lebih baik mengambil yang mana. Begitu aja dari saya. Mungkin ada yang ingin bertanya, silakan. Saya tidak mau panjang lebar karena udah panjang lebar tadi dari Dr. Ramona Blends.
Baik, jadi thank you. And any question from audience, from participants regarding the IDP programs? Pak Dodi bisa kontak kemana Pak? Kalau misalnya ingin mungkin later audiens mau bertanya.
Oke, saya akan share nomor telepon kami di kantor di chat ya, di chat ke semua bisa ya?
Silakan.
Ya oke, saya akan share nomor telepon kami. Jadi silakan menghubungi ke nomor ini dan kami setiap waktu bisa menjawab melalui WA.
Oke. Atau ada Instagram juga Pak Dodi? Karena
ada.
milenial.
Kita ada Instagram @IDP South Jakarta.
Oke.
Kita ada Instagram @IDP South Jakarta. Tapi Instagram more lessly kurang aktif, jadi mungkin di nomor WA ini. Ini saya share nomor WA.
Oke.
Itu nomor kantor kami. Atau menghubungi Pak Alvin juga bisa. Pak Alvin tahu nomor kantor kami, ya Pak Alvin.
Oke,
Pak Dase juga tahu kebetulan. Pak Dase juga tahu nomor.
Baik, berarti bisa juga melalui ICO ya?
Iya.
Baik. Dodi, ada lagi yang ingin disampaikan Pak?
Sudah, saya sudah situ aja. Tidak mau meminta waktu banyak.
Tambahkan, if you have any additional information, Pak Alvin?
Ya, baik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih dari pihak IPB yang sudah dapat memfasilitasi dan juga pihak Pak Dodi IDP. Sedikit saya tadi dengar bahwa masalah tes IELTS memang betul bahwa selama ini untuk University Glasgow khususnya kami masih tetap mengakui adanya tes lain seperti TOEFL dan juga sekarang dikarenakan masa pandemik kita juga mengakui adanya tes Duolingo yang terbaru. Tapi ini bukan suatu sifat yang fix. Kemungkinan besar untuk semester 2021 kita harus merevisi kembali mengenai Duolingo test dan juga adanya indikasi IELTS, indikator home. Ya, jadi mungkin karena kita adalah universitas tua yang berdiri tahun 1451, mau tidak mau kita harus kembali lagi pada norma yang biasa bahwa kita harus melihat yang very conservative way bahwa IELTS dan TOEFL yang masih kita terima. Tapi sejauh ini memang kami lebih prefer untuk IELTS test dikarenakan program bahasa kami baik yang English Academic Purposes ataupun yang pre-sessional courses selalu melihat patokan atau sebuah level dari kandidat dari IELTS test result-nya. Jadi itu yang mungkin kita harus garis bawahi. Lalu yang kedua, skema beasiswa. Seperti yang Pak Dodi juga tadi sudah jelaskan bahwa ada beasiswa-beasiswa yang diterbitkan atau diberikan oleh negara, contohnya LPDP, dan juga dari beberapa kementerian seperti Kementerian Agama, Ministry of Finance, yang sekarang kita kenal dengan nama skimnya VETA. Itu alhamdulillah masih banyak animonya ke University Glasgow, yang dikarenakan memang tidak jauh mereka memilih kandidat-kandidatnya adalah program yang berhubungan dengan accounting and finance. Alhamdulillah kalau bisa dibilang secara ranking accounting finance kita selalu nomor 1 di 3 tahun terakhir, dan mungkin Bapak Ibu bisa cek nanti di website. Secara ranking mungkin bisa dikatakan kita masih masuk di top 100 university, sehingga kita masuk dalam kategori seperti yang Pak Dodi bilang Russell Group, di mana memang memberikan kontribusi research terbesar untuk akademik dan juga research yang secara berkala. Kembali ke beasiswa yang saya ingin jelaskan, LPDP, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Religious Affairs, dan juga VETA. Secara Universitas Glasgow sendiri, kita pun memiliki partial scholarship yang saya bilang sangat-sangat bisa dikejar ataupun diperoleh, walaupun ini sungguh challenging. Sungguh beruntung hari ini saya terima berita bahwa di tahun 2021 kita akan menambah slot untuk partial scholarship untuk global, dan memang masih diprioritaskan untuk Southeast region Asia, yaitu negara Indonesia tentunya, dikarenakan kebetulan karena saya officernya atau staff di Indonesia, sehingga masih diprioritaskan untuk bisa mendapatkan beasiswa yang sifatnya partial. Partial di sini artinya adalah kita akan ada beberapa pola, di mana yang pertama adalah worth dari scholarship yang ada itu 7.500 pound, lalu yang kedua adalah 10.000 pound, lalu yang terbesar ada di angka 13.000 pound, yaitu untuk program MBA. Jadi mungkin untuk Bapak Ibu yang masih ingin mengambil program master di University Glasgow dan merasakan legacy dari Adam Smith Business School dan juga James Watt of School of Engineering, bisa untuk kami. Nah, di samping itu untuk masalah beasiswa ini sangat sorry, bentar ya, Bapak Ibu, Saya jadi memang untuk mendapatkan beasiswa ini tidaklah sulit dikarenakan bisa dikatakan 50% untuk kapasitas. Presentasi beasiswanya sudah bisa saya berikan, yang artinya apa yang diperlukan untuk sekarang ini adalah letter of offer atau acceptance. Jadi usahakan diterima dulu oleh University of Glasgow untuk program yang terpilih. Nanti dari pihak IDP Pak Dodi bisa membantu untuk masalah administratifnya dan juga mengingatkan saya untuk menominasikan untuk kandidat yang memang ingin mendapatkan partial scholarship tersebut. Mungkin nanti ilustrasi dari besaran beasiswanya bisa saya kirim ke Pak Dodi untuk nanti di-sharing ke kandidat yang memang diperlukan. Mungkin itu dari saya. Kalau memang ada pertanyaan, monggo silakan. Terima kasih.
Oke, baik Pak Dodi dan juga Pak Alvin. Penjelasannya ya. Ya kan? Ada pertanyaan? Oke, barangkali nanti untuk next-nya bisa nanti diskusi pada Pak Dodi ataupun Pak Alvin ya. Karena juga waktu kita sangat terbatas ini ya. Karena kita sudah lebih 3 menit ya untuk ke penutupannya. Jadi barangkali saya mohon izin juga untuk menutup nih ya, Prof. Iskandar dan juga Pak Dase. Ya, oke Pak Alvin sudah menulis itu ya. Kalau ada rekan-rekan yang tertarik untuk melanjutkan studi ke UK, terutama ke Glasgow, dan juga dengan bantuan informasi dari Pak Dodi ya dari IDP, silakan bisa kontak di kolom chat ya, ada kontaknya. Okay, again, thank you so much for Dr. Ramona, Pak Dodi, and also Pak Alvin for your sharing with us, and thank you also for all participants for a fruitful discussion today. And please, for all participants, don't forget to fill attendance list from ICO to get a e-certificate. Okay, and I will say stay safe and healthy all. See you on the next IPB talk. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih semua.
Terima kasih. Ya Pak Iskandar, Pak Dase, saya mohon izin live dan juga teman-teman Ico.
Makasih Pak Ahmad.
Sama-sama Mbak Puput.
Ay, nasa